Know this, that every soul is free to choose his life and what he'll be. For this eternal truth is given, that God will force no man to heaven. He'll call, persuade, direct aright, bless with wisdom, love, and light. In nameless ways be good and kind, but never force the human mind. Nevermore was that true than on the day that Moses brought the children of Israel to Mount Sinai to meet God. God said to Moses, "Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings and brought you unto myself. Now, therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation." End of quote. From the beginning, that had been the design of the Almighty. That's what he intended all along, to take Israel, a nation of idolatrous slaves, and make them kings, holy and powerful, an ambitious undertaking. Moses brought Jehovah's offer back to Israel, and in covenant they, Israel, responded, "All that the Lord has spoken, we will do." They were then subsequently commanded to sanctify themselves, for in 3 days, quote, "the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai," end of quote. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. They were going to see him. On the morning of that 3rd day, Mount Sinai was terrible, covered with fire and smoke, thunder and lightning. The piercing sound of a trumpet rang forth exceedingly loud. The whole mountain quaked at the awesome display of heavenly power and the presence of God. Even Moses was frightened at a point. Louder and louder the trumpet grew. The people trembled and were afraid, and rather than approach to meet God when they were invited, they stood afar off. In the hearing of all Israel, Jehovah went forward and delivered the 10 Commandments. Now, I've thought about that story. They, Israel, could have seen and listened to Jehovah as Moses had, but they chose fear over faith, saying to Moses, "Speak thou with us, and we will hear, but let not God speak with us, lest we die." In spite of all that, they still covenanted to live the law that God had thus far delivered. And then, you know the story. God called Moses up into the mount, and for 40 days he tarried. When he at last came down, he carried 2 tables of stone written with the finger of God. On those tables was written that law which would have made Israel a holy nation of priests and kings. But inside that 40 days, Israel had already corrupted themselves. Notwithstanding the 2nd commandment about graven images and their most recent covenant, they chose a dead hunk of bovine metal to worship over the living God, worshiping a golden calf. Now, is it any wonder that Jehovah was angry? If it had not been for Moses' intervention, they would have been destroyed. And according to Exodus 34:1, Moses was later given another set of stone tablets, but conspicuously deleted from this text and denied to Israel was that original opportunity for them to meet God as a nation of priests and kings. Now, as for you and me, please know that when you choose to come to Jesus, you choose to be changed. Indeed, he loves you the way you are, but is never content to leave you there. He wants you too to be holy, perfect, and powerful, which is, by the way, something indeed quite peculiar in this modern world, absolutely, unequivocally, whether or not you choose to become such, well, that's completely up to you.